Okay, so now I'm going to start a two node, Kubernetes node. One is master node, one is worker node, and see the interface changes and see how the packet goes through those interfaces through the overlay network, to this F9 or VX9 interface. Yeah, let's start the Kubernetes from scratch. So I have the bash script here. I'm going to start my Kubernetes master node with this command. And after that, I'm going to run this kubectl bash script to copy the kubectl authentication configuration to the workload IP. Yes. Okay, started. Now I'm going to create the kubectl for the workload. I'll copy the kubectl to the workload. Copy it. As you can see, I created a kubenet and a kubeproxy kubectl for the workload. So now I'm going to start my workload. This is my workload startup script. Remember that -m is for the master node IP. -w is for the workload IP. Start it. By the way, I can show you the workload, and right now the link again has my management interface, my node IP interface, Docker default Docker bridge interface. So the Docker is already running. So yeah, I'm going to run this. Yeah, started it very quickly. And let's see. As you can see, the same thing, 5.6 dummy interface for the Kubernetes cluster services. And I use the IPVS, Linux Virtual Server. So as you can see, the first cluster services is on this IP, and the real IP or the pool member IP is the master node IP, and listening port is kube API port. Same on the master node. Same thing on the master node. So we can talk about more about the Linux virtual server, the IP virtual server later. Yeah. So okay, so right now we should have two nodes. Yes, so two running node, one master node, one workload. So now we're going to start the kubefnino daemon set. Let's see. And then each node should run a kubefnino daemon set. Let's run this. Remember, after we apply this kubernetes YAML file and Flino.1 VX9 interface will be created on both nodes. Apply this workload, apply this kubernetes YAML. Let's look at the pod. Get pod write all namespaces. Okay, as you can see, we have two kubernetes daemon set running in each node. In the worker node, master node, notice the pod, the kubernetes pod IP is the same as the node IP instead of a VXLAN IP. Yeah. So we have diagram here. So we are supposed to have both this Flino and this Flino created on the master node and the worker node. Let's check. Yes, IP link list on the master node. Yes, this link created. On the worker node created. Let's see on the master node what's the IP address. So this is the IP address for the master node on the Flino. See 10.2440.0. So our worker node should get a different IP address, subnet IP address. On the worker node, notice the subnet is different. So like on this diagram, remember the master node, it has 10.244.0.0/24, and the worker node, it has 10.244.1.0/24 subnet. So that's for the pod sider. And so now let's create a 2 BusyBox pod and 2 NGINX pod. So each node should run a BusyBox and a NGINX. Let's apply it. And let's apply the cluster kubectl apply f BusyBox. Okay, this is BusyBox pod, and I think I can add my NGINX here. Apply the NGINX pod YAML file and services. Okay, so now let's check the pod. Get pod write all namespaces. Okay, see we have 2 BusyBox pod, 2 NGINX pod, and so 1 BusyBox pod on the master node, 1 BusyBox pod on the worker node. Notice the IP address. They all get their IP address from their own pod sider subnet /24 subnet. Same for NGINX. So right now I'm on my master node. So if I log into my to the BusyBox node, so if I log into this BusyBox and pin the nginx on this guy, we should get a network connectivity. Okay, on my master node is this BusyBox. Okay. This BusyBox on the master node. Get a shell. Okay, right now we are on the BusyBox, so it should have this IP. Let's check the IP. Yes, that's the BusyBox IP. And let's check the route. So this is a default route. Yes, so we wanna send a HTTP request to this nginx pod. So it's on the worker load. Nginx. No, this is a nginx pod on the worker load. What's the IP? What's the IP? Okay, so this is the pod IP for the nginx pod on the worker load. Copy. Do we have curl here? No, we don't have curl, but we can use telnet. Okay, port. Yes, yeah, I waited. I'm expecting some prompt, but there's no any telnet prompt. So I send a get slash request, and then this is the nginx response. Yes. So yeah, as you can see, there is network connectivity here between this BusyBox and the nginx. So we can talk about in detail how this packet goes through this and come here, 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 and here, and here. Yes.